Alright, Hero Comics here. Next episode of Hero Comics: Transgender hate mail, homosexual hate mail, atheist hate mail. Basically, we react to a screen caps on YouTube, DeviantArt, the response comments. I may guess it's DV lifestyles and a few other things. Trigger warning. Don't like what I'm saying, go ahead, click off the video. Don't want to say this hate speech for my videos. Because there's no hate speech for my videos, the speech you hate, that's a different story. Right now I'm doing recording with this microphone here. One of my oldest hate mail microphones. I'm wearing this headset because it's kind of convenient. We'll figure out what's going on. So continue working on it. Maybe I can even get this guy to work again. That'd be nice. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Continue on with more hate mail. Good things wrong with this conversation. We try to trade about with other versions of sexuality. Also, just got home from work, so I'll be doing. I'm tired, so maybe work's like different next episode because I've slept and had breakfast and just the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So next time, let's go. And then a person says, here we go. So because I am trying to understand, I'll say what I've heard to my understanding. So the body is sacred and shouldn't be under any circumstances to be changed. Basically, you take what your life deals you and you learn to cope with the cards you draw. It's up to your mind to change to suit your body, and you should never be the other way around, whether it's possible or not. Is that pretty much the philosophy there? Well, I say, yeah, pretty much, unless there's a physical health problem. And then person says, interesting. I'm glad I can at least wrap my head around your viewpoint then. Out of curiosity, does that extend to things like plastic surgery too? I say, oh yes, usually done only to change how you look, not to fix a health problem. And then person says, well, like I say, I still can't speak for why you continue to hate trans people through lies, instead of accepting them through lies. But I can at least say I am excited. I exited with a new understanding of the viewpoint against them. Agree, disagree, so to say. Yeah, set of codes, live by it, I gotta respect that, especially if they're religious. Just remember that if someone doesn't want that, though, don't force it on them by telling them that's not going to happen. If you think something might hurt someone's feelings, or maybe put them in a worse mental space through truth, maybe either reword or pass the commenting entirely. And nope, I can't quite wish you the best of luck on this specific journey because of its nature of truth. But I do hope you find whatever you're looking for eventually, even though I go against it. There's some closure in the end, so have a good day for now, then. I was like, thanks, you too. Also, you compare transgender lifestyle to a poor person wanting to get rich. I guess there was more stuff on there. Wanting to get rich. That's not a good comparison. Because being rich is better than being poor. Being born with testicles is not better than being born with ovaries. Being born with ovaries is not better than being born with testicles. Both are important for our species to continue. The person says, well, having each has pros and cons, but trans person isn't looking for whatever is arguably better or anything, as they are. That's why they're doing this stuff. Just the one that makes them feel comfortable in their skin, because it's better to them. Through lies. Go. So they think that one is better than the other. They won't even admit this. And then the person says, well, I can't say the answer is yes in a broad sense. It is. It's more like they don't think one sex or gender is anything. It's like that's better than the other. They totally do. They just have the mentality that one is better suited for them than the other. So one is better than the other to them. Okay. So it's not from perspective of them not liking one of them. Yes, it is. Why do they do this stuff? Well, they think one of them is better from a mental aspect because one they think was better than the other. Not really by choice. It's totally by choice. Because nobody really chooses to have those problems voluntarily. But I can say you're right in one thing. You can in fact overcome it mentally and get past it because I worked through dysphoria that way when I was younger. Well, that's good. I teach other people to do that too. But everyone experiences to varying severities and deals with it differently. And when they deal with it through lies, that's wrong. And like it or not, there are different ways to handle more severe cases. Now then to say, suck it up and cope. More procedures and surgeries and whatever. Lies. I'm like, nope. There's also truth. For that. Okay, that one again. And then so it says, don't give up the day job. And I say, oh, I won't. My videos are so controversial that when I get monetized. When I get monetized. They haven't been. Well, I hate other people. I don't hate them. I hate dysphoria. It lies to people. So it says, when I was in college, oh yeah, this one was interesting. I don't know. Females often are more about starving themselves than males are. When I was in college, I almost starved myself to death. This is the mental illness aspect of dysphoria. Don't listen to that stuff. I took a couple of years to think about myself and found out I was trans and needed to lie about my biological sex. That's really that. When I started expressing myself as the gender I really was through lies, the dysphoria went away. Poof, gone, not gone. I could think again through lies. Dysphoria doesn't cause anything. It does cause a lot of stuff. It causes you to almost starve yourself to death. Bad as that. No. It's simply the result of not being able to actually embrace who you are. Yes, through lies. Stop listening to lies. Now I'm only the happiest man, but the healthiest through lies. Before I'd have relationships with people, friends, family, significant others, but I was always exhausted and scared and hurting, and I got to get over that. Now I have love too. Now that I've embraced who I am through lies, I can help others. I have a shoulder to cry on. I repaired a roof and made sure my brother's newborns didn't freeze in the winter. I made meals for sick friends, and I helped my brother write his poetry. I made my mom proud and made my dad smile. I made my girlfriend cry because no one has ever treated her as good as I have. I made friends with random people on the street. I've assisted my community. My heart is something better than I could dream of. I feel real again through lies. I'm not hurting anymore through lies. It's lies. None of this would happen if I didn't first listen to my dysphoria lying feeling. And that erased the fact that I'm not the gender. That was a sign simply because I had what's the genitalia. Well, you're not, but you are the sex. That's the issue. What's going on here is you have people getting the stereotype, thinking the stereotype is ironclad, not the biology. But the biology is ironclad. The stereotype is not. Males can, people with testicles can do many things, and people with ovaries can do many things too. But females can do many things. But the problem is they're like, I gotta change how I look so that I can act like I want. That's what's going on here, and that's not right. Here. I'm happy through lies. I loved and loved through lies. Is there anything more important than that? Is there really? Yes, truth. It's not if you want a conversation about this. Our lies are better because we embrace who we are through lies, not through truth. That's how you're supposed to do it. It's not because you denounce us, because you're lying, because we're lying. Yes. I say, yes, because I'm telling the truth here. Dysphoria is lying to you. I'm listening to it. You're lying to others. Traditioning is a lie. Happiness is not as important as telling the truth. Someone says, why? Transgender people. Someone else. Heck yeah, brother. I'm like, thanks. So the Bible says God prefers people to be in that. This bullcrap. This is a horrible one. Someone getting things totally wrong, because I believe some people who are saying they speak for God are lying. So you see here where one verse is about Satan appearing as an angel of light or something. Let's say what's going on here, stuff like that, because they're getting it so wrong here. Let's see. The Bible says God prefers people to be in LGBT relationships. No, it doesn't. It says that there's an abomination to Him. Anyone that teaches the lie, the voluntary tithing, of voluntary tithing, that's not a lie. That's what you do. Sells anything using the gospel. It teaches that same-sex marriage is a sin. It chooses to die with the wicked through lies. Same-sex marriage is a sin, so get rid of that. Luke 10:7 states the only wages for ministering are eating and drinking whatever you're given. Bullcrap. Let's all check on this right now. I check on Luke. Luke. What's up, yeah? What? 10:7. 10:7. Remain in the same house, eating, drinking what they provide for laborers versus wages, do not go from house to house. Okay, that is for apostles. That's for basically missionaries and evangelists, not missionaries, though, not people who have a church or in charge of a church. Church, you need to get tithes for the church. That's a different story. So they got it wrong. Continue on here. Next. Wrong. Also know that rich people will all die, because again, rich people are bad in the eyes of people who get it wrong. There are rich people who are good, and there are poor people who are bad. So, and there are rich people that are bad, and there are poor people that are good. But you cannot say that anyone with means is bad, because they have means. That's wrong. So bad. You can't be a Christian, sit on all kinds of money, watch your fellow brothers and sisters starve, suffer, or be homeless, choose to do nothing about it. I think that's okay. Those are all wolves. I don't know what that means, but this is true. You can't just not help. It's important to help, but rich people will not all die. Well, they will die, but everyone will die. But be damned. Matthew 19:12. Eunuchs that are born that way are transgender. No, they're not. 19:12. Let's see. No, they're not. That is wrong too. Got time. A little time. Let's see what it says here. 19:12. Matthew 19:12. 19:12. Go. And there's a different reason why some individuals choose or are able to marry. I say that there are those who are naturally capable of marriage, those who have been made incapable by others, and those who are celibacy for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. The verse includes encouraging those who accept to embrace this lifestyle to do so. Right? It's because of deformity, not because they choose to be transgender. That's not right. Nope. Got it wrong. Used the way others are abused the way they did. Things inside them blocks off a certain type of body, though it doesn't. Made that way by others were like slaves, stuff that thankfully usually doesn't happen no more. Okay, that's slavery stuff. They basically, pagan cultures would capture soldiers and sterilize them so that they could basically serve as their servants for the rest of their lives. And see you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt. Continue on with this nasty stuff.